Hello everyone and welcome to Abundantly Minimal. My name is Sarah and today is day 19 of Minimal May. Today we're looking at minimalist grocery shopping hacks. So grocery shopping, we all do it. Some of us maybe spend more money than we like, and sometimes we can buy way too much. I know I've definitely in the past experienced times where I've bought way too much at the grocery store and then it's a pain to try to fit it back into the kitchen, and sometimes it can just feel like an overabundance of food. I like things to be more simple, and if I am buying less, I'm much less likely to contribute to food waste. It can be so important to eat from a minimalist perspective, but also how we shop for groceries. Fortunately, if we do start purchasing less or purchasing smarter with some of these grocery shopping hacks, this can help us save a lot of money, as well as promote mental well-being and a clean fridge with less food waste. So many perks here. A couple videos ago, I made a video about what minimal eating is, and I came up with kind of 5 key principles looking at foods that are healthy, affordable, simple to make, etc. Not eating not too much of those, whatever the food is, as well as the ethics behind it. So those being a couple key principles, I think a lot of those still apply to looking at our grocery shopping. So from a minimalist perspective, here are my best hacks for grocery shopping. First of all, let's get to healthy. So in general, we want to purchase whole foods or foods that have less processing. Now, I don't think processing is inherently evil. There's a lot of processed foods that still have a lot of great nutrition and maybe just make things a little bit more convenient, which can be important and gets into our simple step. But there are a lot of processed and packaged foods that we could all agree are not healthy and add very little nutritional benefit. A lot of empty calories, added sugar, refined grains, preservatives, all of that stuff. Fortunately for us, the way the grocery stores are often organized is that that stuff is more so in the middle, and if you walk around the outside, that's where more of the whole foods are. Now, this always isn't necessarily true, but you'll notice that in general, produce tends to be on the outside as well as others. Now, personally, I'm not really someone who is purchasing meat or dairy products, so I'm not really looking at those, but in general, some of these more unprocessed things are along the perimeter, so you can search for those too. Looking for healthy produce, of course. Doesn't always have to be fresh produce. For some people, it's much easier, and myself in this category, it can be much easier to purchase frozen fruits or vegetables, canned, etc. And for example, frozen broccoli, for me, dramatically increases the amount of broccoli I eat because it's just so easy. You know, microwave a bag of it. Is it the most nutritional or ideal way to cook it? No, but that is for me the easiest way I'll eat a lot of broccoli. I'll have a package of it a day with that sort of mentality. And so thinking about what makes the most sense for us as we're purchasing these things too can be important. I mean, looking for key ingredients, there's a great recipe blogger out there called The One Ingredient Chef. All of his recipes just feature ingredients that compose of just one ingredient. So trying to keep things as simple as possible. Oats, for example, very simple ingredient. Yes, there's some processing, you're probably gonna find it in the cereal aisle, but the oats themselves are a really great complex carbohydrate and can be used in a variety of recipes, even to make like oat flour and make other things. So that can be really cool and helpful. Focusing on affordable, I think some of us have been there where there's a huge sale and you buy something that you don't really need and then whoops, what am I gonna do with this now? Take advantage of sales, but within reason. Think about what you actually consume and how much of something you're gonna have sitting around for however long. If it's something you actually use, then it's probably a good deal to do the sale price. But if it's something you normally wouldn't buy, don't be tempted just by the sale price or because you have a coupon. That doesn't help anything. You don't save any money if you don't end up eating it. You can buy in bulk as well to save prices. I don't have a lot of bulk options locally, but in other grocery stores, this can be a great way to save on costs, especially bringing a reusable bag that you can use for them. I've got a couple little like produce bag kind of things, and that can also cut down on waste. But that can be really helpful, especially if you want to buy just however much you actually need. Simple. There are cases where there are going to be convenience foods that benefit you. In my night routine video from maybe a week ago or so, I talked about how there are the Dr. McDougall cups, and those have saved me for my lunches at school when I don't really want to prep lunches and I want to keep things as simple as possible. You just add water and microwave them. So easy, but they're really nutritious. Yes, it's a processed food, but processed doesn't have to mean evil. And so for me, that's a very simple thing. Thinking about simple meals that you can have. It's fun sometimes to prepare a really elaborate meal, but the reality is if you are tired or just really hungry when you come home from work or school and you just want to eat something quick, have a couple basic recipes ready to go that you can simply put together and it's a delicious meal. Making sure you don't buy too much of any particular item is really important. So again, if there's something that's a great deal, if you're gonna use it quick enough, go for it. But if you are not going to use it before it goes bad, or it's going to really pack your fridge space and crowd your fridge, that's not a good situation either. So just really decide, don't buy too much of anything. You know yourself. For instance, we go through a lot of bananas. I love making banana ice cream or smoothies with bananas, adding it to oatmeal. There's a lot of things I'll do with bananas. So bananas, we'll buy like 4 or 5 bunches when we go to the store. And some people maybe buy more than that or less than that. But that's something we know we'll go through. And the great news is, even if we don't, I can freeze them and then they'll be perfect for more banana ice cream, smoothies, etc. So that's something to keep in mind too, how much you realistically are going to be going through. If you keep a list of what you already have, and there's some apps even that will show you like a picture of what's inside your fridge before you go, but knowing what you have to prevent you from buying excess or duplicates of that item, even if it's just in case, just to have a backup. What's the point if you have so many backups that you're never gonna get to them? And then finally, ethical. This one, as far as grocery store hacks, you can know the details behind your products, read labels. That can be really great. That I think is maybe an overlooked skill sometimes. And that could also help you make purchases that are healthier for you or that you feel better about. That's not really as much of a hack, I suppose. In general, avoid all those impulse foods altogether. If you set some sort of budget for yourself or just know things you actually need, that can help you. I know if you have just recently purchased a lot of groceries, one thing that Jake and I did when we found ourselves in that situation maybe about 6 months ago, we had purchased a lot of groceries when we went to a Whole Foods near my parents when we were visiting, and we spent a lot of money and bought like 5 big bags worth just for the 2 of us. What we decided to do was put like a monthly challenge where we did no grocery shopping except for 10 basic ingredients. Those were things we'd go through a lot, like almond milk, peanut butter, all produce, things like that. And so those are things you'd buy more regularly. Doing that really helped us because then it avoided the more processed foods that we could have been purchasing and kept it to really fresh foods and limited the amount of money we were spending. You know yourself best. If you've got certain weaknesses for certain foods, just avoid that area or don't go. If you're like, oh, should I go to the store? Chances are if you go, you might end up with more than you planned on. So avoiding some of that as well can be really helpful. So those are just a few minimalist shopping hacks I have for you when you're grocery shopping. Hopefully some of these help you, and maybe some of these are more common sense, but you really know yourself best in thinking about how you can save money and prevent too much food from coming into the house. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're interested more in my minimalist related content, feel free to subscribe to this channel, as well as check out abundantlyminimal.com. I've got links below for you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye guys.